Hello everyone, my name is Daphne Rondonuwu. I'm assigned from Class 9B to join the storytelling competition. But before I start, I would like to thank the Almighty God that I can still be here today to join this competition, and also the support from my teachers and classmates. A long time ago lived an old man and his grandson. His grandson's name was Nondo. The old man loved Nondo so very much. Nondo was a nice and diligent boy. When his grandfather went to the jungle to collect some firewoods, he always stayed at home. He always did the household chores. Nondo always wanted to go with his grandfather and see the jungle. However, his grandfather didn't allow him because he's limp. He couldn't walk very well. His grandfather went to the jungle in the morning and come back in the afternoon. And in the evening, just right before bedtime, the grandfather told Nondo anything that happened in the jungle. Nondo loved listening to the stories about the animals. He always dreamed of going to the jungle and see them all. And in the morning, Nondo couldn't hold his excitement anymore. He couldn't hold his feelings anymore. So he begged to his grandfather. He really wanted to go to the jungle and see the animals. "Please, Grandpa, please. Just let me join you. Just this time, please." The grandfather didn't want to upset his beloved grandson. After thinking deeply, the grandfather then said, "All right, you can join me, but you have to stay near me, okay? I have to carry the woods, so I cannot see you all the time." Nondo was so happy. Nondo promised to his grandfather that he'd always walk near him. Nondo couldn't wait anymore to see the animals. Then they left the house, and finally they arrived at the jungle. Nondo at first was able to keep up with his grandfather, but slowly the distance between him and his grandfather kept getting further and further. Because every time Nondo saw an animal, he would stop for a moment. He was really amazed. The grandfather always reminded him to not stop walking. Unfortunately, Nondo was so happy looking at the animals, he didn't even pay attention to his grandfather's warning. Soon, Nondo was lost in the jungle. He was separated from his grandfather. "Grandpa, Grandpa, where are you? Don't leave me here, Grandpa!" he screamed. Slowly, darkness covered the forest. Nondo was really scared. The sound of the animals really frightened him. He then kept calling for his grandpa. Meanwhile, his grandpa just realized that his grandson was lost. He kept calling out to him and tried to find him, but he couldn't. The grandpa was really sad. He decided to go back home, hoping that Nondo was already there, but he wasn't. The grandfather decided to go back to the jungle. He wanted to find Nondo, and when he arrived in the jungle, he saw a bird. The bird made a strange sound. It said, "Mopo, mopo." The grandfather was really curious. He never heard a bird sound like that. He examined it carefully, and again it said, "Mopo." Then he felt very strange. He felt like the bird was saying, "Opoku, opoku," which means, "My grandpa, my grandpa." Being really curious, he approached the bird. He was so surprised to find that the bird was limp. He cried. He remembered his grandson. He was sure that his grandson turned into a bird. And since then, people call the bird as the Mopo bird. It can be found in Minahasa, North Sulawesi. Now, the moral of the story is here to listen to your elders. For example, when the old man asked Nondo to always follow him, because the old man probably knows his ways around in the jungle because he's been there so many times, he's experienced. For example, with a student and a teacher, like the teachers knows more because they've experienced more and they've learned a little bit more than you, and they want to share their knowledge with you. So that means you should listen. Maybe that would help you in the long run. Thank you.